got too much junk on my desk. We'll get it going. We'll get it going. We are almost ready, guys. I appreciate everybody being here too.
Thank you.
Okay, we are live.
Okay, Jeff, thank you.
Are we live?
We are.
Okay. Just a few more seconds before 10, all right?
All right.
I'm using the clock that I got here, so on the computer. Looks like we just hit the 10 o'clock hour. It being 10 o'clock, I'd like to call this meeting of the Augusta-Richmond County Board of Elections special call meeting for the purpose of a discussion on the March 16th, 2021 special election referendum. Lynn?
Good morning, everyone. On the call today, we have 4 members of the Board of Elections, plus the board's attorney, Rachel Mack, and the city's attorney, Jim Plunkett, who is coordinating this SPLOST effort for the city on the city's behalf.
You're freezing up, Lynn. I don't know why.
Who's freezing?
I'm freezing up. So are you, Sherry? I don't know. I wonder, is your connection okay?
I think it's more Sherry's end of freezing. Lynn, you're fine.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. I'll
You
watch.
good? Okay. All right. So that's our cast of characters today. Rachel and Jim are here to answer any questions that the board might have. But I'll start first by going over the documents that were sent to you and how they are to be used in the meeting today. The first document that you have is a resolution adopted by the Augusta Commission and signed by the mayor, asking for the Board of Elections to call for the special election. That is I guess it's a 10 or 11 page document that was sent to you, and the one that has a mayor's signature. Once we get down to after the board adopts or finishes discussing the matter, we'll need to get the chair to sign off on that resolution to make that official. Also included in your packet is a resolution for the board. Should the resolution be adopted, it will need to be, we'll put electronic signatures on that for the board members, but we will need the secretary's original signature on it because it does have to have the office seal on it. It needs to be a real signature on the secretary's certification. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But the first thing I want to talk about is to make sure we're all on the same page with the board's responsibilities and what it is we need to do here today. So I prepared a document taking you through the responsibilities of the board. Basically, our responsibility is to consider the resolution. If the board is desirous, they would adopt their own resolution in support of the City of Augusta's resolution to then call for the special election. In addition to making the call for the election, the board's responsible for seeing that the advertising and notices to voters are properly executed. A couple of different laws we look at for that. The tax law itself that authorizes SPLOST requires that the notice to voter be published once a week for 4 consecutive weeks immediately preceding the date of the election. And then the other requirement is from election law, and it requires us to publish the notice at least 29 days before the date of the election. And so I've prepared a calendar for you. It should be in your documentation, showing that if we work backwards from the March election, so the date is on March the 16th, and we'll be looking at Thursdays only because that's the date that legal ads publish. And so we'll publish the ad to meet the tax requirements on March the 11th, March the 4th, February 25th, and February 18th. And then we'll publish also on February the 11th to meet the call. So it'll publish a total of 5 times. Attorneys in the room, are we all in agreement with those dates?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with those dates.
Lynn, this is Jim Plunkett.
Hey, Jim.
I think the answer is yes.
Jim, we lost you. Would you restate that?
The chair would recognize Jim Plunkett, and state that his mic and his audio is intermittent. If he would restate his information, that would be great.
Oh, dear.
All
Okay,
right,
well,
I'm not sure if, are y'all able to hear me now?
it's kind of in and out, Jim.
All right. You,
We're getting like one syllable
Ben, are
little
you able to hear
clip.
me now?
That was a complete sentence. So that's good.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Email. That may be the,
Okay. Well, yes, just shoot me an email and then I'll read it to the group. That'll be great. So just pushing forward then, other dates, important dates that, for us as election administrators, we know that the voter registration deadline is February the 16th. Advanced voting has to start 3 weeks before the date of the election. So we'll have that starting on February the 22nd. Pursuant to the board's policy for opening up the advanced voting sites, they will be open because this is a special election that is county-wide. However, we're not required to do Saturday voting, and I would suggest, given the anticipated very, very low turnout with this election, that we stick with the weekdays and not provide Saturday voting. It saves us some money, and I just don't think there's going to be a big demand for it. The other dates that I want to make sure you get on your calendar, I'm going to recommend a certification date of March the 23rd. So that would be the Tuesday following the March 16th election. So if you want to just make a note of that. And if it's amenable to everyone, I will try to get the commission chambers. I'll have to check to see the availability because it is on a Tuesday, to get the commission chambers. And if it works with everyone and you want to try to do it during the day like we've done the last couple of times at noon or so in the commission chambers, I'll see if I can get that set up. The other date I want you to be sure and get on your calendar, kind of related to this election, is the next regular monthly meeting, which will be on February 8th. Let's see. Jim says that the advertising requirements are fine and they comply with the revenue bond requirements. So we're good to go with this projected calendar from both attorneys. The other document, just for your information, I put a cost estimate in here of what we think the election will cost. Looks like it's going to come in at about $155,000. Those of us that have been around for a while recognize that seems like a hideous amount of money for an election like this that would normally cost, $85,000, $90,000. But it is the world we're in right now. There are a lot of extra things that we do that we have not had to do in the past with elections, and it reflects across the board in every aspect of the budget. But that is our best estimate for the cost of the election. And with that, Mr. Chair, I'll turn it back over to you, and I'm glad to answer any questions that anyone might have.
Are there any questions? Then hearing none, then I'm going to recommend that we enter the referendum and the verbiage of the referendum into the record. Without any objection, we'd love to be able to do that. Is there any objection to us entering this information and the resolution into the record?
No,
No, sir.
no objection.
Okay. I'd also recommend and request that Lynn distribute and bicycle around whatever needs to be signed by either myself or the board members.
Okay.
Without objection.
None.
All right, hearing none, then we'll move on to item number 3.
So item number 3 would be the actual issuance of the call. So the board, the appropriate motion now would be to adopt the resolution of the Board of Elections calling for the special election for the reimposition of the existing special purpose local option sales tax on March the 16th.
Do I have a motion from one of the board members to accept the motion that was just iterated by Lynn Bailey?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded that we accept the resolution and referendum for the special election on March the 16th. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And the motion carries. Is there any additional questioning or discussion necessary for us today from any of the members of the board or from Lynn or from Jim or from Rachel?
I do have one thing that I just want to make sure we're all on the same page with, and that's the schedule for advanced voting that was discussed earlier. Are we all in agreement that we'll stick to the policy, we'll open up the sites, and we'll not do Saturday voting as it is not required for this type of election, nor necessary with the expected turnout? So I would like confirmation on that.
I would suggest that if there is an objection, it be raised now. If not, then without objection, we'll accept that recommendation from staff.
No objection.
No objection.
Then we'll accept that recommendation from staff. Let it be reflect that in the record.
Okay, that sounds great. But that's all I have. Jim, is there anything else that we need to do? Rachel?
Nothing on my part, Lynn. I think thank you for your time today.
Okay. Rachel?
Nothing for
Hello,
my
I'm
part,
back.
Lynn.
Okay, Mr. Chair.
Hello, I'm back on.
Oh, hey, Chair. Mr. Chair, it sounds like we're good.
All right, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
So
moved.
So moved.
Properly moved. And is there a second?
Second.
Properly moved and seconded that we adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. And I'll